Les Misérables by Victor Hugo, first published in 1862, is one of the most significant novels in world literature. The story is set in early 19th century France and spans several decades, dealing with themes of justice, redemption, love, and social inequality. Main plot. The central plot follows Jean Valjean, a former convict who is trying to escape his past and build a better life. Valjean was imprisoned for stealing a loaf of bread to feed his sister's starving children, and after serving 19 years for this crime, he is released on parole. However, the stigma of being a convict follows him everywhere, and he struggles to reintegrate into society. Over time, he becomes a wealthy factory owner and the mayor of a small town, though his past continues to haunt him, especially in the form of Inspector Javert, who is obsessed with bringing Valjean to justice for breaking parole. Alongside Valjean's story, we have several other key characters and subplots. Fantine, a factory worker who, after being fired and falling into poverty, is forced to sell her body to provide for her daughter, Cosette. Fantine's tragic fate sets in motion much of the novel's drama. Cosette, the innocent daughter of Fantine. She is mistreated by the innkeepers, the Thénardiers, who are supposed to care for her after her mother's death. Jean Valjean eventually rescues her and raises her as his own. Marius Pontmercy, a young, idealistic student who falls in love with Cosette. Marius is involved in the political unrest of the time and plays a key role in the June Rebellion of 1832, a failed uprising in Paris. Eponine, the daughter of the Thénardiers, who is secretly in love with Marius, though he does not return her affections. She plays a tragic role in the novel, embodying the theme of unrequited love. The Thénardiers, a corrupt and cruel couple who abuse Cosette and exploit people for their own gain. They represent the worst aspects of human greed and vice. One of the novel's central themes is the conflict between justice and mercy. Jean Valjean's life is marked by his attempt to live a life of virtue after his past mistakes, and his interactions with Javert explore the harshness of the law versus the compassion of personal redemption. Valjean's journey is one of personal redemption. His story is about finding forgiveness, transforming himself from a hardened criminal to a man of compassion and integrity. The novel paints a vivid picture of the struggles of the poor in 19th century France, including exploitation, oppression, and inequality. Les Misérables has been adapted into film, television, and stage productions many times since its publication. Here are some of the most notable cinematic adaptations. Les Misérables, 1934, directed by Raymond Bernard. This is one of the earliest sound film adaptations of Hugo's novel. It is a French film that runs over 2 hours and is considered a fairly faithful adaptation, focusing on the main themes and plot points of the novel. Its use of the new sound technology was groundbreaking at the time. Les Misérables, 1958, directed by Jean-Paul Chenoy. Another French adaptation, this version is also highly regarded. It stars Jean Gambin as Jean Valjean and Charles Vanel as Javert. It stays true to the novel's events, but its tone is a bit darker and more somber than the 1934 version. Les Misérables, 1978, directed by Robert Hossein. This made-for-TV movie was produced in France and became famous for its cast and its sweeping cinematography. Robert Hossein not only directed the film, but also played the role of Jean Valjean. This version focuses on the central themes of the novel, but like many adaptations, it condenses the plot and omits some secondary characters. Les Misérables, 1998, directed by Bill August. This English-language film features a notable cast: Liam Neeson as Jean Valjean, Geoffrey Rush as Javert, and Uma Thurman as Fantine. The movie was praised for its strong performances, especially Neeson's portrayal of Valjean. It takes some liberties with the novel, but it keeps the core themes of justice, redemption, and sacrifice intact. It's considered one of the more emotionally gripping adaptations. Les Misérables, 2000, a French TV miniseries with an impressive ensemble cast, including Gerard Depardieu as Jean Valjean. This adaptation is considered relatively faithful and is known for its strong performances and attention to period details. Les Misérables, 2012, directed by Tom Hooper. Probably the most famous and commercially successful adaptation of recent years, this is a musical film based on the 1980 stage musical, which was itself inspired by Hugo's novel. It stars Hugh Jackman as Jean Valjean, Russell Crowe as Javert, Anne Hathaway as Fantine, and Amanda Seyfried as Cosette. The film was highly anticipated, especially due to its star-studded cast and the adaptation of the iconic musical numbers. The film was both a commercial hit and a critical success, winning 3 Academy Awards including Best Supporting Actress for Hathaway, though it also faced criticism for some of the vocal performances, particularly Russell Crowe's Javert. Nonetheless, it introduced Les Misérables to a new generation and renewed interest in the story, both in the form of the novel and the musical. Les Misérables, 2019, directed by Lajli. This is a French crime drama film, not a direct adaptation of the novel but rather a contemporary reimagining inspired by the themes of Les Misérables. The story takes place in modern-day France and focuses on the lives of police officers in the Parisian suburb of Montfermeil. The film examines systemic inequality, social unrest, and police brutality, echoing some of the same themes of injustice and class struggle found in Hugo's original work. Lajli's film is an intense, gritty portrayal of contemporary French society, and it was well received, earning a nomination for Best International Feature Film at the 2020 Academy Awards. Despite the variations in the way the story is told across these different versions, the central themes of social justice, redemption, sacrifice, and class struggle remain constant. Each adaptation interprets Hugo's work through the lens of its respective time and place, but they all explore the enduring conflict between personal integrity and social systems that often seem designed to punish rather than redeem.